Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to have you here today. We're about to start a presentation on a very fundamental topic, pure water and its substance. This is the first slide, so I just want to warmly welcome you all and give a quick overview. Throughout this presentation, we'll explore what makes water pure, its properties, and why it's so essential. So, let's dive in and discover more about this vital substance together. This slide is about an important aspect of Islamic teachings regarding purity and water. It features a narration by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, where people asked the Messenger of Allah, letter FDFA, whether they could perform ablution from the well of Buda. This well was known to be contaminated, as menstrual clothes, dead dogs, and stinking things were thrown into it. The question raised concerns about whether such water could still be considered pure and suitable for purification purposes. The Prophet responded simply but profoundly, "Water is pure and is not defiled by anything." This means that, despite the apparent contamination, water retains its purity. The key concept here is that water's purity isn't affected by impurities or dirty substances that may be in or around it. This teaching highlights the importance of understanding that pure water remains pure, regardless of external factors. It also underscores the Islamic principle that water's purity isn't compromised by impurities, which is essential for maintaining cleanliness and ritual purity. Connecting this to our overall theme, it reminds us that purity in Islam isn't just about physical cleanliness, but also about understanding the nature of water and purity itself. It's a reassurance that water, when used properly, remains pure and suitable for purification, even in seemingly contaminated situations. Today, I want to highlight an important aspect of water purity in Islamic teachings. According to a narration from Ubaydullah bin Abdullah bin Umar, his father relayed that the Messenger of Allah said, "If the water is the amount of 2 or 3 quillah, nothing can make it impure." This means that when water reaches a certain volume, it is considered pure and not susceptible to impurity. In another narration, Ibn Umar was asked about water in desert regions, especially water that animals and wild beasts might come into contact with. The Prophet letter FDFA responded that if there is enough water to fill 2 pitchers, it is regarded as free from impurity. The key takeaway here is that the quantity of water plays a vital role in determining its purity. When water reaches this threshold, whether measured as 2 or 3 quillah or enough to fill 2 pitchers, it is generally considered pure, even if it has been exposed to animal contact or contamination. Connecting this to our overall theme, understanding these guidelines helps us better appreciate the importance of water management and purity in our daily lives, especially in situations where water sources may be limited or exposed to potential impurities. In this slide, we see an interesting and reassuring point about water purity in Islam. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri narrates that some people asked the Prophet letter FDFA about water taken from the well of Buda, which was known to be contaminated with dead dogs, menstrual clothes, and human excrement. Despite this, the Prophet letter FDFA responded that water is inherently pure and not defiled by such impurities. This highlights a key Islamic belief. Water remains pure regardless of its external impurities, which is important for understanding cleanliness and purity in our faith. Abu Dawud also shares a personal observation, where he inquired about the depth of the well, finding that, at most, the water reaches the pubic area, and when levels drop, it's even lower below the private parts. He measured the well's breadth, which was 6 cubits across, and noticed that despite no major changes in the well's structure, the water's color had changed. This suggests that external appearance might change, but the water's purity remains intact, reinforcing the idea that purity isn't compromised by visible changes or external contaminants. Connecting this to our broader theme, it emphasizes that true purity in Islamic teachings goes beyond superficial appearances, highlighting trust in Allah's creation and the purity of water, which sustains life and spiritual cleanliness.